I actually thought we came out and the start was pretty good. We made an adjustment halftime on where we were kind of picking the ball up, and I thought our shell was pretty tight, and we cut the lead pretty quickly. I thought we did a couple. Then the live ball turnovers just kind of got us, where we were trying to do the right thing, and a couple turnovers just led to some direct layups, and those are hard to guard.
When you look at the live ball turnovers, was it more so the ones that happened and fueled their offense and got them in transition, or was it even some of the ones that were dead ball and kind of also fueled them in a way?
I think we had 15 for 28. 15 turnovers with 28 points for them. Those, the ones that got out in transition, and some of the ones that we didn't finish and they got transition baskets because we were down a guy 5-on-4. Those really hurt our defense. I thought our first half we were really sharing the ball, moving it. We had 17 catch and shoot threes, didn't make them, but the process was right. I thought we played a little bit too much in crowds. They were switching up their coverages a little bit, and I thought we got a little bit stagnant, so led to some of those turnovers. But it's hard to guard when you have to take the ball out of the net on transition.
It felt like the spacing was a little bit off that allowed them to come over and get some steals. Did you notice that?
They made an adjustment. To give them some credit, they started switching things. This made us more stagnant a little bit, but we were a little bit stuck on the ball. We weren't getting into our next actions with speed that we normally do. But give them credit.
When you look at a night like tonight, it's easy. It could have been easy enough for the guys to get frustrated and hang their heads, even you all as a staff, but it seemed like there was still some positivity and looking like you guys were still trying to figure out what we can build upon within this. What does it say just about the mindset of these guys that they didn't hang their head when they could have?
No, we never do that. That's not our group. And I thought the guys who came in at the end did a great job. I thought our defense was pretty good to finish the stretch of the game. Obviously, I think we held them to 20 in the fourth, but I think that last 5 or 6 minutes we were pretty good. And then, those guys were trying to do the right thing offensively, made a little bit of a run in the end. We're always going to play the full 48. Can always get better. And we're coaching staff, players are always in together.
It seemed like Bub had a good rhythm to start, had a few nice plays, nice passes, and then kind of trickled away. What did you see from his game tonight?
I think all of us had a problem with turnovers. It wasn't just him. I think we all got a little bit stagnant. Those games can happen. I know he'll bounce back ready for the next one.
With Will, obviously had the big game with the Go-Go over the weekend and then came here and was able to get some minutes. What did you see just from how quickly he was able to impact? Kind of reminded me of Justin Champagnie last season with when he would get into the game, he was able to have an impact.
You see the offensive rebounding, the cutting, his ability to make plays for people, make reads. He hasn't had overextended minutes with us. The short times he has played, he's been really good. And obviously, he was really good in our G League. But I thought he was really good tonight. It's nice to see him out there with our main guys.
Wall, just 5 field goal attempts. Did you notice any hesitancy from him?
No, obviously he had the tough assignment, so he was chasing around their main guy. I think it was just the flow of the game. Nothing from hesitating from him at all.
I feel like the Go-Go was allowing me to, get comfortable to be able to be put in that position, I feel. So it was good, obviously get some minutes. Fortunately, we didn't get the win, but it was pretty good, yeah.
When you're out there, you're a very good passer. You see the floor very, very well. BK always talks about the way that you can process the game so quickly. With your IQ, what are you seeing out there, and how are you determining kind of the angles in which you're if you're gonna go to JC or if you're gonna go to Keefe, for example?
Yeah. Just knowing how to see the floor, just getting in the pockets and making reads, honestly. I feel like I've been doing that for a while, so I just, I'm used to that. And, just trying to, put my teammates in the best position to succeed.
There was a sequence in the second quarter where you did your best Justin Champagnie imitation, tipping out a couple offensive rebounds, grabbing a couple there. That's what I said, best Justin.
JC actually learned that from me, so it was, obviously, I always crash, so, just try and get in the pockets to tip them out to create second opportunities.
It seemed like on the ensuing timeout, BK kind of gave you a little bit of props. Did he say anything to you?
Yeah, I think, just propped me for, the efforts and stuff like that, but, we just got to keep going.
What are you learning about what it takes to defend in the NBA?
Yeah, guys are really physical, so I'm obviously not one of the strongest guys out there, so I got to really move my feet, work on my lateral quickness, which I've been working on. So, just doing that and focusing on that, I feel like that'll take my game to the next level.
Not too often you're going to get that quick turnaround, obviously with Milwaukee last night and then playing tonight. How are you feeling, and kind of has anyone given you advice on just dealing with the back-to-backs and the travel when it comes to the NBA and what to expect?
Honestly, just developing a routine I feel would be best for me. Guys like CJ, Chris, I always see them, in way before everybody, just working on their routine, stretching, that type of stuff. So just taking little things from them to be able to do them for myself, I feel like that would be important, especially to develop that at a young age. I feel like that would be important for me.
What did you notice in the third quarter, both the early stretch where you guys were able to cut their deficit down, and then after when they were able to pull away?
Honestly, I feel like we came into the second half pretty strong, I feel, a little bit. And then it kind of went away when we started turning the ball over a little bit. But, it happens. Basketball's going to go up and down. It's just we got to stay level-headed and be honest to just keep doing what we do.